When Oliver Stone's Platoon hit theaters in 1986, it revolutionized how audiences understood the Vietnam War. Drawing from Stone's own combat experiences, the film presented the conflict not as a distant political struggle but as a deeply personal hell that pitted soldier against soldier amid the chaos of jungle warfare. The film's unsparing depiction earned it 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director, cementing its place as one of the most influential war films ever made. Released on December 19, 1986, Platoon featured a remarkable ensemble of both established actors and future stars. Nearly 4 decades later, where have these cinematic soldiers marched after their tour of duty in Stone's masterpiece? Francesco Quinn as Vermucci, March 22, 1963. Vermucci is like a big brother type to his fellow soldiers, especially during the final battle. He's a little rough around the edges, with a gravelly voice, but he always looked out for his brothers. Francesco Quinn began acting in 1985, following in his dad's footsteps, as his father is Oscar winner Anthony Quinn, who appeared in more than 200 films. Platoon was this young actor's first, but it also saddled the young actor with a bad story of him and Willem Dafoe arguing to the point of throwing punches. He got to act alongside his father in A Star for Two, also featuring Lauren Bacall. Then they shared the role of Santiago in the 1990 miniseries The Old Man and the Sea. Aside from acting, he enjoyed skiing, windsurfing, mountain biking, and actively raced motocross. Sadly, Quinn died in August of 2011 after suffering a heart attack while running up a street with his kids while playing at home. He was just 48 years old. Tony Todd as Warren, born December 4, 1954. Tony Todd brought dignity and quiet strength to his role as Sergeant Warren in Platoon, a seasoned soldier trying to maintain order and discipline within the increasingly fractured unit. Todd's theatrical background helped him secure the role, with Oliver Stone casting him after seeing his one-man show performance of Johnny Got His Gun in New York. After Platoon, Todd became a horror icon by taking on the title role in the 1992 film Candyman, a character he would reprise in multiple sequels. Beyond horror, Todd built an impressively diverse career spanning over 240 film and television appearances. He became a significant presence in the Star Trek universe, playing multiple characters across different series, including Kern. Todd continued working prolifically until his death in November 2023 at age 69, leaving behind a legacy as one of the most recognizable character actors in genre entertainment. Johnny Depp as Lerner, born June 9, 1963. In one of his earliest screen roles, Johnny Depp appeared briefly as Lerner, a Vietnamese-speaking translator in Platoon. Though his part was small, it marked an early credit for an actor who would become one of Hollywood's biggest stars. After Platoon, Depp's career took a meteoric rise. His collaboration with director Tim Burton on films like Edward Scissorhands, Sleepy Hollow, and Sweeney Todd established him as one of Hollywood's most versatile actors. Depp achieved global superstardom as Captain Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, earning an Oscar nomination for the role. Despite later controversies surrounding his personal life, including a highly publicized legal battle with ex-wife Amber Heard, Depp has maintained a dedicated fanbase and returned to directing with the film Modi. Today he is 62. Charlie Sheen as Chris Taylor, born September 3, 1965. Charlie Sheen anchored Platoon as Chris Taylor, the film's naive protagonist who enlists voluntarily and narrates the story through letters to his grandmother. Taylor serves as the audience's entry point into the moral quagmire of Vietnam, caught between the influences of two sergeants representing different approaches to war. After Platoon, Sheen's career soared with starring roles in films like Wall Street, also directed by Oliver Stone, Major League, and Hot Shots. His stardom reached new heights with the sitcom 2.5 Men, making him one of television's highest-paid actors. However, his public struggles with substance abuse and erratic behavior led to his firing from the show in 2011. Though his career cooled following a very public meltdown, Sheen has worked steadily in television, including the series Anger Management, while more recently focusing on rebuilding his personal life and career. Today he is 60. Forrest Whitaker as Big Harold, Born July 15, 1961. Before becoming one of Hollywood's most respected actors, Forrest Whitaker played Big Harold in Platoon, a level-headed soldier who serves as a stabilizing presence amid the chaos. Though not one of the film's central characters, Whitaker brought depth and humanity to his role. Whitaker's career exploded in the decades following Platoon. His transformative performance as Ugandan dictator Idi Amin in The Last King of Scotland earned him the Academy Award for Best Actor. He's built an impressive filmography that includes Bird, Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai, The Butler, and a role in the Star Wars universe in Rogue One. Beyond acting, Whitaker has established himself as a producer, director, and humanitarian, working with the United Nations as a Sustainable Development Goals advocate. Today he is 64. John C. McGinley as Sergeant O'Neill. Born August 3, 1959. John C. McGinley played Sergeant O'Neill, a nervous, by-the-book soldier whose cowardice contrasts sharply with the courage of other characters. McGinley brought a twitchy, anxious energy to the role that made O'Neill simultaneously pathetic and human. After Platoon, McGinley established himself as a versatile character actor with roles in films like Wall Street, Point Break, and Office Space. His career reached new heights when he was cast as the acerbic Dr. Perry Cox in the medical comedy Scrubs, a role he played for 9 seasons. The part showcased McGinley's gift for rapid-fire dialogue and emotional range, earning him critical acclaim. Since Scrubs ended, he's continued working steadily in television with roles in shows like Stan Against Evil and Chicago PD. Today he is 66. Keith David as King. Born June 4, 1956. Keith David brought gravitas to Platoon as King, a pragmatic soldier who serves as something of a mentor to Chris Taylor. David's natural authority and commanding voice made King a memorable presence in the ensemble cast. Following Platoon, David leveraged his distinctive bass voice into a prolific career as both an on-screen actor and voice performer. He's appeared in films like The Thing, Armageddon, and Crash, while his voice work spans The Princess and the Frog, Adventure Time, and countless video games. David has won 3 Emmy Awards for his narration work on documentaries. His instantly recognizable voice has made him one of the most sought-after narrators in the industry, even as he continues taking on compelling acting roles in both film and television. Today he is 69. Kevin Dillon as Bunny. Born August 19, 1965. Kevin Dillon played Bunny, one of the most disturbing characters in Platoon, a young soldier who revels in the violence of war and commits atrocities against Vietnamese civilians. Dillon's portrayal of a young man corrupted by combat provided some of the film's most unsettling moments. After Platoon, Dillon worked steadily in film and television, but his career-defining role came in 2004 when he was cast as Johnny Drama Chase in HBO's Entourage. The role, which earned him 3 Emmy nominations, showcased his comedic talents and introduced him to a new generation of viewers. Since Entourage ended, Dillon has continued working in television and film, including the Entourage movie and roles in shows like Blue Bloods and How to Be a Bookie. Today he is 60. Willem Dafoe as Sergeant Elias. Born July 22, 1955, Willem Dafoe delivered one of cinema's most iconic images as Sergeant Elias, arms raised in surrender and agony as he's gunned down in the jungle. Elias represented the moral compass of the platoon, a seasoned soldier who hadn't lost his humanity despite the horrors of war. His conflict with Sergeant Barnes forms the moral backbone of the film. Dafoe's performance earned him his first Academy Award nomination and established him as one of Hollywood's most versatile actors. The role caught Martin Scorsese's attention, who cast him as Jesus in The Last Temptation of Christ after seeing him in Platoon. Since then, Dafoe has balanced mainstream success in films like Spider-Man and The Florida Project with more experimental work with directors like Lars von Trier and Wes Anderson. With 4 Oscar nominations and over 100 film credits, Dafoe remains one of cinema's most respected actors, known for his willingness to embrace challenging, unconventional roles. Today he is 70. Tom Berenger as Sergeant Barnes. Born May 31, 1949. Tom Berenger portrayed the scarred and ruthless Staff Sergeant Barnes, creating one of war cinema's most memorable villains. Barnes embodied the dehumanizing effects of combat. A once ordinary man transformed into something monstrous by years of violence and survival. His facial scars visibly marked the internal damage war had inflicted on his psyche. Berenger's chilling performance earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. After Platoon, he continued to work steadily in films like Major League, Gettysburg, and Sniper. Berenger maintained a solid career specializing in tough guy roles across film and television. In 2012, he won an Emmy Award for his supporting performance in the miniseries Hatfields and McCoys, proving his staying power as a character actor. He also appeared in the hit television series Yellowstone as the father of Kevin Costner's character. Today he is 70.